it. Hey, check it. Put the place up. Put the place up, yeah we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego I'ma take her. Shaker, yeah she was a ball shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a rose when we came out there. We settled facts like Da Vinci. I'm breaking codes and breaking backs. Come on, get your ass up if you slipping. Put another smile like it was the last Christmas. Hey. Put the place up, yeah we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego I'ma take her. Shaker, yeah she was a ball shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a rose when we came out there. We settled facts like Da Vinci. I'm breaking codes and breaking backs. Come on, get your ass up if you're slipping. With another smile like it was the last Christmas. Hey.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you're joining us from, because this is a SMITE Global Series. I'm Tom Pattinger. This is going to be Anatoly Alexeyev, and today we're going to be traveling and taking a look at Lotto Gaming versus Shinobi Squad.
And we're in week number 5 here, Tom, in LATAM North. This is important for them to get closer and closer to the higher standings because it's all about getting towards HRX.
Exactly. These teams have to go through the ringer and play each other in their own regions and then qualify at the placement stage. All you guys have to do is pick up tickets. HighResExpo.com. You guys can join us November 16th through the 18th. You're not going to want to miss it.
There's definitely going to be that after party that you can't forget about on Sunday, November 18th. HRXafterparty.eventbrite.com at main event. Don't miss out on your opportunity.
That's where everybody kind of mixes and mingles after the fact. We've got a lot of games to do, and of course, when you play hard, you got to play hard. That's what HRX is about. It's about a good time all across the board for everyone that's coming through. So right now, like we said, we're going to look at Shinobi Squad versus Lotto Gaming, and Lotto is up on top. They've been looking pretty strong in the Latin American North scene.
They are at 3-1 currently, and then the previous week 2 matchup, they got the victory up against Shinobi, so if history repeats itself, maybe we'll see that again. But keep in mind that Why So Serial, the team that made it to the last LAN before, beat out Lotto Gaming, whereas Shinobi defeated Why So Serial. So kind of that rock, paper, scissors matchup between the 3.
Yeah, a whole bunch of winners and losers here in LATAM North. Why So Serial, as you said, usually the representative for this region to come here to land, but Lotto kind of surprising people and coming through in the clutch, looking for the victory here. That would put them in a really fantastic spot for the future as far as coming to HRX.
And just seeing the other regions as well, No Pink still dominating Brazil, but let's see what the schedule is looking like for today.
Yeah, so as we said, Shinobi Squad being played against Lotto Gaming. Yesterday, we went down to Southeast Asia, and so Get On My Level play against Loyal and do really well there. So the guys from Southeast Asia, Get On My Level, usually the representatives here at LAN, still continuing to look strong in their own region. Latin American North, as we said, Lotto Gaming looking to defend their #1 spot.
And looking at the other regions, nothing really too out of the ordinary. Nocturnes Gaming still dominating. Atletico still being able to go over against Oceania, and we could potentially see them towards the placement rounds.
Yeah, very exciting stuff as it all comes down to the wire here in the fall split. These guys are really battling it out. HRX on the horizon, just a few more weeks to go before we actually see these players live, in person, ready to go. So as we get into the Shinobi Squad and Lotto Gaming, both of these teams are very impressive in their own right. Lotto, anything stick out to you?
Lotto Gaming specifically, I'm looking at the solo lane Cheetah to be able to look for those aggressive early plays, playing a lot of these warriors from time to time, so we'll see how he does at the beginning of the game.
Well, all eyes over there on the short side for Lotto. Bans coming out very standard so far. Freya's been very strong in the mid lane most likely, but the jungle, has also featured her. The Global Guardian and the Global Hunter banned out. No Athena, no Chernobog, and Baron Samedi, the control mage himself. First pick for Lotto, a little bit open, but we're going to go Jing Wei.
So these 4 bans are very typical and standard, trying to, break the meta.
Yep.
But in terms of the first pick, Jing Wei, a little bit unorthodox to prioritize it so early into the draft. Sometimes you'll go for a jungler of choice to be able to control the early game. This screams to me that Lotto Gaming wants to play a little bit more careful in that laning phase and transition to that mid game.
Sola Nasha picked up for Shinobi Squad. Jing Wei first is interesting. It makes you shy away from really picking knockups because she can agility out of them. So I think we're less likely to see characters like Gab. Even Pele might be less likely as well. So the Jing Wei selection, I think, deters people from there. Agni and Terra.
I'm specifically looking at the Awalish and the Sobek that gets prevented by the Jing Wei. But Agni and the Terra, good team fighting control. So it seems that Lotto Gaming are not really interested in this early game, but more about the team fights in the jungle side.
Jing Wei first picked, so Shinobi Squad picked their hunter in the first round as well. Ho Yi going to be the representative in the long lane for Shinobi Squad. Second round of bans coming out, no Ratatasker, no Robin. So both teams really looking in the jungle as Susano is banned out, and then Lotto Squad will focus one more time, and it's going to be the Achilles.
I like the Ratatasker ban. We've been seeing this in whether it's the SPL, Global Series, Minor League, how much control it's been having. So taking that off the table, but with Shinobi having the next pick, they get their jungler now.
Yeah, Bakasura here. This is no control. It's just pure damage. With Naja already in the draft, we're probably going to see Naja in an off position, whether that's solo lane or that support. He's been very successful. We've seen Cherio recently as yesterday play the Naja support, and definitely something. He's got his wheelhouse, ton of stuns and control. Across the way, Bologna and Ardia.
Could even see potentially a double jungle between the Naja and the Bakasura if they wanted to look for those opposite side invades potentially. It's difficult to really fight those gods in the early game.
Fair.
Could be an interesting strat.
Well, Chalk here to round out Shinobi squad. I think we're going to see Chalk in the solo lane. What's your take there?
Chalk in the solo lane is just safe and standard, just like Jingwei will be on the opposite side for Loto Gaming. I think that it's difficult to gank a Chalk with his healing, being able to go back into his tower as well. And with the patch changes as well, being able to get some of those cooldown reductions back from the passive, I think that Chalk is going to be just a safe option.
Well, we're headed into game here, Loto and Shinobi squad. Game number 1 of the match in our SGS. Animal will be your jungler of choice on the Bakasura, which does, of course, leave Heartless to play the Naja support. And as I said, Naja support, not really all that weird. That ring bounce does more than just damage. You got slow, you got a protection shred, speed up for Naja as well. Jeez, imagine if that gave it to his teammates like Baron.
Oof. That'd be a little scary. Despite the ring bounces, though, Forza wasn't too aggressive in moving forward. So all that poke damage going to get mitigated. But like we mentioned before, how Loto Gaming first picked the Jingwei, they're not interested in fighting in the laning phase, just wanting to get their own buffs and farm it out.
There's also a good plan specifically against the Bakasura. First of all, Naja might just get pressure and look to invade you anyway because of how robust the wave clear is.
Uh-oh.
Spreen just getting walked down.
Oh, boy.
Oof. But also, Bakasura, anytime he's on the map, it changes the way you play. I talk about this with Neath and Nuwa, where your life bar is never at 100% because you're going to get ulted from across the map. When you're playing Bakasura, Shinobi squad gets a little bit interested in the aggression. Your jungle camps just are never safe because he can just always come over and doesn't have to spend as much time as you want.
A little bit of action in that dual lane. But yeah, just like you mentioned, how the Bakasura is going to be very aggressive in the jungle already. Getting a red buff invade alongside Byrock, playing the soul that almost found an early first blood onto Spreen. The fire versus fire matchup in the mid lane doesn't really favor the Agni up until he gets level 5 for those bombs.
Yeah, Agni used to be a real Magikarp to Gyarados story where 0 to 4 was just abysmal. But with some changes to the game, originally it was Mage's blessing. Now the book 2 starts, it's viable, ton of power there, and it kind of carries his Flame Wave and Path of Flames enough so that he can kind of safely tread water at least, but Soul, quite the opposite, very, very strong.
Soul is very similar to Chalk in the sense that the way you clear, you can also position yourself for a little bit of poke at the same time, and that's what gave them the advantage in the mid lane. And Soul serves as this multifaceted kind of mid-mage where you got your basic attacks and your ability damage, so the Stellar Burst sets you up beautifully for the additional poke after applying the slow.
Very aggressive duo lane here on the left side. This time it's Loto who's getting aggro for the first time. Shinobi squad has repeatedly just jumped on the opposition. That's a good ring bounce. Oh, but the sash misses. If Heartless finds the sash, it might even be a kill.
That ricochet, though. Forza really lining that one up. Just eliminating Baroneri's health pool at the end of the day. I thought that they were going to try to commit onto Huncho Jack, but poking out the Jingwei, not a bad idea considering she doesn't have any more health potions. But the problem is every time you poke out a Jingwei, you got that passive to just bring you back to that lane.
Yeah, the passive is really troublesome to deal with because a lot of times, you speak about it a lot. This is one of your Toliisms that I love. The TKO, the technical knockout. You don't have to get the kill. Pushing somebody out of lane, usually good enough. But against the Jingwei, just not the case.
That 30-second window of walking back from the fountain to the tier 1 tower goes down to about 10 seconds on the Jingwei passive, so a lot more difficult to look for purple buff invades, red buff invades, and escape cleanly. But with this mid pressure out of Byrock, they're able to try to go for the red buff invade. Not going to be successful this time. Good rotation from Yarkor to defend the red.
You know, I'm just realizing how cool of a name Animal is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an OG name.
Yeah, Martin Garrix, the song. I love that song. Except
Yeah.
it's with an S.
I mean, a puppet, right? From the Muppets, Animal. Yeah, cool.
Or that, sure.
Or I'm just talking about how cool just Animal. There's no special characters. It's not spelt incorrectly. You know, it's just Animal. That's cool.
What about Beast? Is he describing how he feels? Or is he describing what he likes?
I mean,
Like,
I think it also could just be the word animal. But he could, you know, maybe he's in the jungle and he's sitting there going, you know, am I the same beast but a different kind of animal?
do you think when he gets a kill, he's like, man, I'm such an animal?
Absolutely. There's no way I wouldn't say that. I'm just really into it about it. Like, I think animal is it's just a cool name. No underscore, no numbers.
It's true.
I respect that. Like when I'm playing an online game, because when I'm playing an online game, if you just have a noun like that, or like right, just a word, you've been playing for a while.
That's true.
You've been doing it.
You've been kind of, you know, in the scene for a hot minute. Not going to be in the solo lane for much longer as Cheetah without any sort of mana. 75 seconds on that teleport, and this is what Bakasura does best, being able to just devour all these buffs if left unchecked.
Yeah, plus he went for the first item, Katana, so he's going to be able to just sort of speed through these situations. No big deal, just chow down. Early game Baka, not really something to be afraid of, but if he catches you high enough in the lane with this item, you can fall to the wayside. Byrock taking a big source of damage.
And that was with Spreen missing one of those bombs. Don't think that would have killed the soul at the end of the day, but just goes to show Agni, before level 5, Magikarp, after level 5, Gyarados.
Absolutely, yeah. Spreen certainly punishing back Byrock for the walk down in mid early on. No kills just yet, 6 minutes in. Rather slow game. Bakasura's got his foot on the pedal. We were talking about the repeated invades, but that's about it. Support Najah shows up in the mid lane. The 3-on-2 not taken advantage of.
I just thought about it
3-on-3
for a little bit. It's not really a Magikarp Gyarados comparison because Magikarp does nothing. It's like a splash effect. It's more like a, what is it, Metapod into a Butterfree.
Metapod doesn't, all Metapod does is harden, like James.
I mean, it's, no, he does more.
No, he just hardens.
I mean, that's still better than splashing.
I mean, you're raising your defense stat by
because
3.
you're absorbing your abilities to allow your other Pokemon to do stuffs, right?
That's not how that works. You're not absorbing. No, he just hardens. That's
because, like, you lose your amount of points on your abilities, right? So that's how that works. When you use an ability, like, you have a finite amount of moves.
Yes, you have PP. Right now, Heartless taking Huncho Jack to the sky. Huncho Jack. Still not going to be first blood, though. Spreen will take care of that. Putting down Heartless, punishing him for his transgressions. Loto Gaming first with the board. Jarkor, though, could be next. Animal on the run.
No.
Jarkor doesn't have the ultimate, but he has the dash. Jump forward from Animal, not going to be enough. He does have a little bit of extra movement speed because of that Katana, but here comes Jarkor under the safety of the enemy tower, and will give Animal the assist, but not the kill. Forza will take the kill, however. 1-1.
Cue the Benny Hill theme song because Yarkor over there with the Traveler Shoes was barely able to outrun Animal that was only sitting at tier 2 boots. Now once Bakasura gets the tier 3 boots, or if he kills a minion, devour minions for the passive effect, would have been able to catch up there. Forza able to jump over the wall. Airstrike, not enough distance.
Oh, not going to be able to catch up with the basics either. Forza still here, and the double kill snatched away by Huncho Jack.
This is why you got to be very methodical and calculating about going for towers. Now Animal looking for the cleanup. Good Scourge.
Yeah, the disarm puts him down. Sad Dude takes the rotation, and he's feeling happy about that one. Down goes Bayonary. Sad Dude on the chalk makes himself known.
That Scourge just able to buy Bayron a little bit of extra time, but good rotation from Sad Dude yet again, making his impact from that solo lane that has a 1-level lead. above Cheetah so far. Heartless not able to strip away that red buff, but Sprain has to be very mindful about playing with some Wind Fire Wheels action because he is not super healthy.
Cheetah here in the solo lane looking to turn things around. About half a level down, which is interesting because Chalk made the rotation. And that's always the gamble as a solo laner, right? If Chalk makes that rotation and doesn't get a kill totally, then he's the one behind.
It's true. But Cheetah also made the rotation. That's why we got an assist under his belt, being able to make the impact as both of these mid lane or solo laners. So it's all about how they control some of these team fights throughout the course of the game. And I think that as the game progresses, Cheetah should be able to find more roots, find more stuns. The cripple is going to make it a living nightmare for some of these players. Forza specifically wouldn't be able to dive bomb away.
Nah, Chernobog is banned, totally. Cheetah gonna die like he was banned.
Only tier 2 silver breastplate, not enough physical protections. And even if it was a breastplate of valor, that butcher blades out of Animal is going to devour him and just completely melt him. Great engagement from Heartless.
Yeah, the 3-on-2 with the rotation will make it a 4-on-2 still. Jarkor able to jump away for the moment. Nice heal coming out, but the hammer lands down on Dude. Jarkor with another one. Byrock low. Left side chase going to be taken on by Terra. Byrock, of course, does have big damage and that Bancroft.
They got to go in for this one. Just needs to find the stun. Gonna avoid the Stellar Burst. Spreen can look for the cleanup here. Good Aegis, but here comes Baron.
Oh, I loved the plan. I loved the plan by Byrock. Baron able to make the rotation. The plan was heal up a little bit from those jungle camps. He's got the Bancroft, and he's got the Heat passive. Certainly able to do it. He might have been able to get that kill had it not been for the rotation. So a really nice play there by Baron to really make sure that Byrock goes down.
Agreed. That Aegis would have probably allowed him to win the 1v1, but there's no such thing as a 1v1 in any side lane or even in the mid lane, unfortunately, for Baron. But despite dying there, he'll still be able to, or despite rotating, he's still ahead in the level department, ahead in the stacking department. Forza not really rotating around, not getting any much tower chip damage as well, is just a little surprising for a Hunter versus Hunter battle, but with the 2-level lead now, Baron is able to get his second relic.
Not only the 2-level lead, but also the 1,000 gold lead for his team. Shinobi squad trailing in the kills by a decent amount, 7-3. But they are leading in the gold very slightly. But it's kind of a testament to Loto getting all these kills, but just not finding anything after the fact.
Not quite yet, but once the respawn timers get longer and longer, Loto Gaming should be able to find some of the objectives if they can continue these kills the same way they have prior. And we were talking about the team fight control from the draft. That Agni damage around that blue buff was just unreal.
Gold Fury started here by Animal. The rest of Shinobi going to show up. Off the mark with the ultimate, but the beads are gotten. Heartless feels good about that. Jarkor, though, takes care of Byrock on his way to the party. Rotation from the solo lane right through the mid. Soul just caught looking. Sad dude, 2 players silenced out. And now the Gold Fury in the possession of Loto Gaming. 40% here, totally.
Good
Gold
zoning.
Fury being cut down. Here comes the jump in. Animal just going for it. Forza has to zone out. And the Gold Fury down off screen.
Wow, Cheetah able to clean up Animal and keep Jarkor alive. Forza almost fell in the process. Loto Gaming walking away like bandits after that Gold Fury. Sad dude was not able to steal that one around, and even before that all happened, it was a great rotation from Jarkor, cutting off Byrock that didn't have the Aegis available.
Yeah, the Bologna play has been really important here. Just watching what she was able to do with the rotation, and it's funny. I mean, this is Bologna in the jungle, who I normally don't like, admittedly.
Well, against Bakasura, it makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
Between the shield bash, between also the Scourge, this is your anti-attack speed / anti-basic attackers. God, yes.
She's just doing so much damage that I don't. You usually don't expect that from the Bologna necessarily because she's building into the pure tank out of the solo lane. First time in Crusher, though, certainly a different story.
Oh, yeah, especially when you get multiple people on the bludgeon to increase that secondary slam damage, which has been favorable for Jarkor this game.
So you mentioned the Scourge, and the Scourge in tandem with the Berserker Shield has been really let's say interesting. The solo lane for Bologna has definitely been a lot of fun. Ton of sustain there. In the jungle, though, Anatoly, do you think the Berserker Shield is still worth it?
I think so, if you're trying to be a sponge of damage, which is what some junglers tend to do, depending if they want to go full carry versus the utility setup style. And nothing is going to slow down Yarkor today.
Yeah, right now he looks like he wants to go for that pure carry. Setting up his mid laner there. Spreen with the last hit. 2-1 and 5 for the mid lane Agni. But Yarkor, if he continues, let's say he just wants to be all-out carry, is the Berserker Shield still worth it?
Absolutely. The attack speed is important to synergize off of the Bologna passive to get that extra protection, to be able to proc more of the Scourge heals. Like every third hit from the Scourge gets you a little bit of life back, so that attack speed will not go unnoticed, let's say, from Yarkor.
Yeah, I kind of set that up, implying that I didn't like it, but surprise. I think it's kind of nice because you're gonna look for at least one of these kind of defense-oriented items. And I think Berserker Shield, what I love about warriors and even characters like Nemesis, basic attack characters, is that they can stay in the team fight for a long period of time because their cooldowns, while important, don't drive what they do. And so Berserker Shield is going to give you that little bit of lifesteal, theoretically, the healing, and it allows you to kind of stay in that team fight perhaps longer than you might really have been able to otherwise. So yes, going offensive in the early game, now shifting to a defensive mindset. That Berserker Shield going to be more of a bridge item here for Yarkor and this jungle Bologna.
Spreen finishing off that Book of the Dead, now thinking about ways to survive some of the burst damage out of Animal to give him that extra second that he might need. And this is a huge power spike play because Byrock only sitting on 2.5 items now, waiting to finish off what might be a Spear of Desolation, and indeed finishing that off.
Yeah, he's just going for like pure damage. This is what I really like out of Soul players. We see the rings from time to time. I like this just straight mage approach. You've got the heat passive to assist you on that basic attack world, and by going Bancroft first, that's kind of the nod to the fact that you're a basic attack hunter. I don't need to see more than that.
It's true. It's like even tier 2, the Talons trinket is going to be able to like just melt players. We've seen Paul from PC be able to really dominate people with that build no matter what god he's playing. But look at this, Byrock way overextended.
Yeah, his team nowhere near him, and so he will just go down nice and easily. Here comes Animal, though, looking for the punish. He walks out of the control, and now Sad Dude in trouble, surrounded. He's got the thorns, but there's so many Lotto Gaming players around him.
Forza missed everything on Spreen, the ricochet and the ultimate, and Sad Dude is going to get caught slipping. A trickle-down effect from Byrock's over-aggression.
12-3. Lotto Gaming now wrestling control of the match one more time. Half HP on the tier 1 tower. The rest of the team will zone. Tower will crumble. Nice job from Huncho.
That Book of Dead proc alongside the shell from Huncho Jack kept Spreen long enough alive to bait Forza in this weird flanking scenario where he's like, oh, I'm going to get this kill. I'm going to line up this ricochet. Oh, no, I missed it. All right, well, I got my ultimate here. Drops it in no man's land. Didn't even make an impact on Spreen or the team fight. And without that Hu Yi ultimate, Sad Dude was just in a sad position.
Yeah, down goes the Chalk. 1, 2, and 1 for the solo laner. Interesting build coming out here from Chalk. The first item, Runic Shield. Not an oddity to see against the Guardian. What little power this Guardian will build, the Runic Shield will counteract. So the boots and theoretically the Jade Crown kind of just gone with that. The Breastplate of Valor, always an interesting spot, I feel, for the solo laners. It's either, oh my god, need it, must purchase very quickly, or I don't really need it at all.
I'm almost in a position to say that Sad Dude doesn't even need physical protection. It's like just isolated physical protection, because Yarkor will never hit this Chalk. It's all about Bayroneri. If he goes for physical defense / magical defense on him like Hybrid, like Height of Urchin, which is what he's doing now, wouldn't be a bad idea. Runic Shield makes more sense to counter Spreen than it is for Cheetah. That extra 50 magical damage you're taking away from the Agni keeps your backline alive longer from all those bombs.
Sad Dude here, making the early rotation before Cheetah, as the Gold Fury is being attacked one more time. Last time was taken by Lodo after an exchange.
Oh,
wow. Spreen just deletes Byrock. No one was expecting that one. Here comes the help from support. Heartless and Animal going to finish that off. Cheetah finally here for the moment. Heartless trying to find an exit, runs right into him, and that won't be the death just yet. Cheetah has to show up, find the last hit. It's a 1 for 2 so far.
Uh-oh, trying to run in the backside is Animal, but the rest of Shinobi trying to disengage from Cheetah. Sad dude. Doesn't have that ultimate, gets rooted into place, taking a little bit of poke, but this is one resilient Chalk.
Yeah, Chalk is going to get stunned up, still on the run here. Huncho Jack and Bayron going to do it, but Animal
got put back in the cage after that one.
Poor Animal gets two-shotted. P.S. Bayron has been building crit since a third item. He has the Poison Star online next to the Execution.
The way Animal
Gaming takes the gold tier.
The way Animal approached that team fight at the very end reminded me like of a little chihuahua that wants to play with a really big dog. And the big dog just like completely side sweeps it to the side and is like, no.
Almost like you ever see that one where the little dog comes up onto the plate and the big dog wags his tail so hard the little dog like gets hit and tumbles away? That's what it looked like. It was just like, oh, what's happening? Oh!
Yep. Pretty much just like that. Got to give credit to Animal, though, because that's what you got to do as an assassin, is just flank in the backside. But the problem was Sad Dude was running away north. He wasn't creating that big of a distraction to buy the time to strip away from Baronarian. Good awareness on the side of Loto Gaming to call that one out. I'm not sure if there was a ward that spotted the rotation from Animal, but that awareness is key and crucial. Eliminating those cleanup kills allows Loto Gaming to go for their second Gold Fury.
Yeah, that's kind of where Animal's selection here, or Bakasura, excels, is just chaos. When you get the flank and nobody's expecting you, and everybody just hits beads, Aegis in their jump button, right? Got to escape the Baka. Animal jumping on back. Loto Gaming. They're up about 5K. What do they need to do to get the Fire Giant?
I think they're just still going to bait out team fights before some towers. I think it would be a little ambitious to go for Fire Giant in a 5-on-5 encounter, especially if like you're just trying to bait out a team fight. But the fact that they do have Terra heals could allow them to re-engage and look for poke, especially with Spreen's Agni Bomb. So they could be just waiting on maybe another 5th item for this Agni. He just finishes off Divine Ruin, eliminates some of the self-healing from some of the players out of Shinobi. But the more items from this Agni, the better off they are in these jungle fights.
Meanwhile, left side is a lane fight, but one more time, this jungle fight. Huncho Jack makes it on out.
Look at that one bomb onto Animal and Byrock's health pool. Ouch.
Left side, tier 2. That's the focus. Red buff has been dropped. No player's really going for it. Instead, Sad Dude is going to be the target focus. Getting jumbled here, totally.
That's a good one. Hocus pocus, tocus focus.
The Fargit Tokus. Yeah, we're just mixing and matching here today. But everything where they should be for Loto.
Look where Yarkor is, wrapping around the backhand side.
Got him. 2 stun. Byrock deleted. Sad Dude on the run as well. Gotta come on back. Tower still relatively healthy. Animal in some trouble. Jarkor on the run. Cheetah trying to chase up north.
Give him the whip! Give him the whip! No, give him the hammer instead. All right, diving the tier 2 tower. Woo! Heartless doing a little okie doke, breaking some ankles and hearts in the mid lane, being able to survive that one, but can't keep the tier 2 tower alive.
Nah, not in the left side at all. Mid lane did make the rotation, so Shinobi Squad will defend their tier 2 for the moment. Sad Dude shows up one more time. Cheetah trying to keep him in that emotional state. As the tier 2 here, Loto Gaming has it down to about 50, but players show up, and they will play some D.
3-on-5. Not going to be able to get the tier 2 tower quite yet for Loto Gaming. They might be content by just grabbing the Pyromancer. They could even feel frisky enough to go for the Fire Giant if they really wanted to, knowing that Animal is still dead for 5 seconds. He wouldn't be able to get in the thick of things. However, looking at the relics out of Loto Gaming, they're not too comfortable in the next team fight for at least 90 seconds.
At the same, I think I would have made the call for Fire Giant pre-Pyro.
Yes, if you're gonna do Fire Giant, it has to be before Pyromancer, while Animal is still dead.
Time here has to be out. I think if Loto go for the Fire Giant instead of the Pyro, they get it.
So Fire Giant before Pyromancer in that case was probably 80% successful. out of Loto Gaming. Now, after Pyromancer, that 80% probably turns into about 15 to 20.
I think if Jarkor ults early for the power boost, you're looking at 90 to 95.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And at that point, do it. You're not going to fight before that Bologna ultimate comes back online, right? I just say absolutely go for it. But I am I am rather aggressive in my call.
Sure, and that's gonna come with experience for a lot of teams individually and their comfort level. Some teams are more ambitious than others, which is why we see Energy yesterday actually fell to Obey Alliance because of how aggressive they were. Normally pays off for them, but there's a lot of things to calculate in SMITE, and sometimes it's not always a bad idea to go for the safer play at the end of the day, especially when you already have about a 9,000 gold lead. Going to extend it to beyond 5 digits after the 3rd gold fury of the game.
And there it is. 24:41 on the clock, and over 10,000 gold in the way of Loto Gaming. Fire Giant at this point should just be brute forced. This is... I'm going to type your password in until I get it, dude, because Shinobi Squad do not have a way to stop Loto Gaming. If they do want to fight for it, Loto will just beat them up. I mean, look at the itemization difference. I can tell you all the math in the world, but let's pretend you don't know anything about SMITE and just look at the bottom. Oh, there's way more items, as Pythag's piece is picked up by Huncho Jack, and he's going to be helping out Spreen even more so.
I love it. I love this selection, giving him some more lifesteal as well. Spreen did back earlier, but couldn't really finish off that Soul Reaver quite yet. Doesn't have the goal to do it, so still sitting on that Tier 2 book. But I don't think that's going to stop Loto Gaming from attempting the Fire Giant anytime soon.
No, if anything, they should not be backing here.
Going for red buff first. I like the idea.
I like red buff, sure.
Red buff on Agni is very scary and intimidating. Like, these bombs have been hurting Shinobi the whole entire game. Even at level 7, we saw the damage onto Byrock. Almost finding a solo kill. Whereas Byrock almost got a solo kill onto Spreen at level 2. And that just goes to show the difference, the power spike plays between gods and goddesses. It's different levels, different items. It goes a long way.
Fire Giant started here by Loto. Animal's talking about power spikes. Animal, theoretically, actually I do like the Toxic Blade. Animal gonna come back into himself. I feel like Bakasura does really well with 2 items. Katana, maybe boots, right? And then the mid-game, he kind of stumbles because players can kind of like control him a little bit. And then late game, he gets one shot, but he can one-shot you as well.
Absolutely.
So if he gets the right flank, Bakasura becomes that early mid-game monster that he once was. And that valley where he falls off can definitely be jutted right back up, but it's all about the positioning. I have watched Bakasura's pentakill with the right blink, and I've watched Bakasura's just... Remember when Animal got kicked to the side before? I've seen that happen in the late game.
So the thing about Bakasura's in the late game is they have to transition with at least one defensive item, whether it's Mad Guy's Cloak, Spirit's Robe, or Mantle of Discord. These are your 3 choices to try to survive once you do flank, once you look for the blink play, once you're going to be jumping into the thick of things. And in the position against Loto Gaming, I wouldn't necessarily mind a Spirit's Robe, because if you're going to go for Mad Guy's Cloak, well, the Scourge is going to pop it off anyway.
Well, right side is going to be the focus for Loto Gaming. They're going to aim for it.
Going for
the knock-up on the Heartless. And Cheetah still pushing forward. Huncho Jack tanking the Phoenix. Half HP on the objective.
Very low was Heartless, having to back on out, as is Animal now. The healing coming through. Bombs still being rained down. Phoenix at about half health, and Loto Gaming are not stopping because there goes the Earth and Fury.
And this is going to continue the fight, but Heartless takes one to the sky. Spreen in trouble, and Byrock drops an ultimate of his own. The Phoenix still alive, by the way. Good defense from Shinobi so far. That said, Animal on the run, blinks forward, goes back home. He's going to heal up and be right back in this one, but Bayron starts it off, and Byrock goes down. No sad, no bad. Bayron picks up the double kill. Right side Phoenix falls. And Loto Gaming shifting to the Titan
They
room.
want it. It's a 5-on-3. Titan's going to get focused out as well. Animal very low to back on out. Cheetah has to reset the Titan. It's going on his teammates, and this could be Loto.
That's going to be it. Byron finds another one, the unofficial triple kill to end the game, 20-4. And a great job from Loto. They're certainly looking to stay number one.
Oh, absolutely. This is quite the performance from game number 1. I love the draft. It's all about the team fighting, despite first picking the Jingwei, which is passive. Nothing else about their draft was passive, especially the way Yarkor piloted the Bologna.
Yeah, the Bologna really blew me away. I am not. It's not even a secret. I'm not a fan of Bologna Jungle. I feel like a lot of times Bologna Jungle can fall flat and not really do anything because the ganks are odd. The ultimate is such an all-in that if you miss it, you're not really getting it.
Oh my god, those bludgeons and the bombs coming from Spreen just really making the difference in that blue buff invade.
And I think that was also the difference was, as I'm sitting here lamenting why I don't like Jungle Bologna, it's because I don't like excuse me, during the laning phase.
Sure.
And there was an assertion from the team to force these fights. Go into the jungle, brawl out, instead of just looking for these lane situations.
And with that many players within the same little circle of the bludgeon, that slam damage just hurts so much. And just that was the issue for Shinobi. They were just too clumped up against Yarkor's Bologna, against Spreen's Agni, and they got heavily punished for it.
For those of you that haven't been following SMITE for as long as I have, Anatoly used to be a solo laner here.
Sure.
And it's really fun watching you. You mentioned the bludgeon damage, and every time we watch that clip, your eyes light up. There's like a solo lane Bologna attachment.
You don't get that many opportunities because you're only hitting one person in the solo lane anyway. And it's like, what, 30% extra damage per target?
Yeah.
So when you hit 3 players, 90%. 90% extra damage. Like, that's a solo lane.
How much percent?
90%! Can you believe it?
It's
almost like 20% cooldown reduction.
20 CDR.
A little old school joke about Runic Shield. Oh, not Runic Shield. Shield of Regrowth.
Shield of Regrowth.
When it used to have 20% cooldown reduction, you like lost it every time we were discussing this item.
That item needs to be nerfed for years. They finally did it. Achilles' first pick here. Ram and Ratatasker across the way for Shinobi. So the Achilles just first and flat.
We could see some potential out of it. I don't necessarily mind it because
It's been a long time since he's been up top.
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the momentum from the early game, honestly, because Loto Gaming, with this 1-game lead, has a lot of flexibility, and they decided to switch things up instead of going for the Jingwei yet again, wanting to do a completely different draft now.
Ho Yi and Susano, this is, well, you were talking about how Jingwei was the only passive part of that draft.
Sure.
There's no passivity here for Loto. Ho Yi, Susano, Achilles, all in, all day, all the time. Across the way, though, they're going to have to worry about that Ratatasker. The semi-global ultimate really has been powerful for teams taking him into the jungle or elsewhere.
I think this is just Loto Gaming testing themselves a little bit because Honcho Jack on the Terra last game was doing a fantastic job.
Really was.
And the fact that they didn't pick it now, giving it up to Shinobi, means that they don't really care about what Shinobi is going to be acquiring as long as they don't get the Athena or the Baron, which they banned. And they're just going to test out a different strategy. We could potentially see some early aggression between Achilles and the Susanoo combined. That could be a lot of blue buff control out of Loto.
Very true, very true, very true. Second round of bans coming out. No Apwash, says Shinobi, keeping an eye on that mid lanes. Loto, on the other hand, are going to sit on their pick for the moment. So, Toli, watching these two teams, I mean, we were talking about the lack of passivity, but it still didn't really matter. Where are you looking for Loto to kind of make their stride here in game 2?
I think in game number 2, it's off of the Susanoo because last game it was Yarkor playing the Bologna. Susanoo provides not as much burst damage with the bludgeon, but just being able to go ham in the backline whenever you can. We'll see what Yarkor is actually going to play.
All right, we're going to return to the draft real quick, but a brief apology. The draft we just looked at was for fun. It was for practice. This is the real draft coming at you. Game number 2, Loto Gaming and their opposition, Shinobi Squad. We talked about game number 1 draft, and that's what we're going to reflect on. The Jingwei was selected first and foremost.
Yes.
And that was kind of a curveball.
Maybe it's because Forza really likes this pick. It has to be an anti-Forza draft because Jingwei is not in a position to be first pick compared to other hunters. Normally, you're looking at Chernobog, and then potentially some of the magical hunters like Freya,
even
like
Rom.
Soul. Rom could potentially get up there from time to time. We've seen Arkle really like this pick for Dignitas.
Yep.
And it gives you that late game power you really need. Has the early game clear with the Astral Arrows, but it's about how you can transition from the laning clear to look for the buff invades. A lot of junglers are going to anticipate that kind of a style once you pick Rama, and then maybe look for defending purple buffs off of that. So we actually saw that yesterday where Dignitas did invade the purple buff, and Arkle fell early as a result of that rotation.
So here's the draft for game number 2.
Okay.
And you can see that Loto are going to continue what they did in game 1, going with the first pick, Jingwei overall. Shinobi responds by going Ratatasker, Achilles, and then Loto finish off their first half with Artio, Soul. So Ratatasker, Achilles, and Ho Yi versus Jingwei, Artio, and Soul for now.
Well, so far it's relatively the same in terms of the Jingwei and the Artio, but the Soul pick,
Yeah.
I like this one a lot because it was a lot of damage on the opposite end of it, where the early game didn't favor Spreen, but the late game teamfights certainly did. So maybe Spreen has an idea to be able to control that early laning phase in the mid lane, to transition into some mid harpies, and then maybe some invades.
Yeah, I'm eager to see where they go with the jungle as well. Bellona's still on the table, wasn't banned, and it was very successful last time around, but I don't know if it's the pick that you're going to go all the time.
Yeah. Especially when you're not dealing against a Bakasura and an important hunter to take away. And this time it's Loto Gaming playing the Bakasura. And with Achilles and Susanoo already locked in, keep in mind Ratatasker locked in, where would you fit Bellona in that draft? I just don't see it happening.
Neither do I at all, but Loto taking the Baka and the Amaterasu. Bakasura movement speed, not too much fun. Shinobi going to go with Zhonghui, a very tanky character. Baka does kill tanks relatively well, but Zhonghui can kind of do what the mages before him wouldn't be able to, just create this large AoE zone.
Yep.
Going to be very different from what Soul did in game number 1.
Zhonghui in the mid lane has a decent amount of poke damage also, and just that annoying utility factor once you get the Gem of Isolation. We could potentially be seeing that picked up very early. You could be going for Book of Thoth. There's a lot of different options for the Zhonghui.
Well, Byrock going to be rocking at least one of them. Jarkor on the Baka. I'm excited for this. I really am. I like when good players play good stuff. And I think watching the Bellona in the hands of Jarkor, looking at how aggressive he was, totally, to me it was like watching somebody kind of swing a baseball bat with a donut on it. Now you just have free reign to be over-aggressive because that's what Bakasura is asking you to do.
And this is funny to see Loto Gaming just kind of take the picks from Shinobi in that game number 1. It's Spreen playing the Soul, which was piloted by Byrock, Yarkor, saying like, hey, whatever you can do, we can kind of do better.
Yeah, just the outright trade there. Enjoying that. Cheetah repeating his audio play. But sad dude going to be on the Ratatasker this time around. Solo Rat, I think, is something that we don't see. I guess we do see enough of, but it's one of my preferred out-of-position assassins. I think that what Ratatasker brings and the sustain is really nice.
I definitely like Ratatasker in the Soul lane way more than I like Chalk. I think Chalk is heavily outdated in terms of teamfight control power, whereas Ratatasker can just easily make the impact in the mid lane without making a full rotation, and that comes a long way.
Yeah, with Chalk, I just want to see damage. Chalk is a character that I need at least one item. If I see a Transcendence and then tank, he's doing what he's supposed to do. But if you just ask Chalk to be a tanky solo laner, I'm with you. I don't think he has enough tools to really bring any control. If he's not bringing damage,
Byrock, what are you doing? You're taking all the basic attacks for no reason whatsoever.
You thought he could heal it up?
Oh, no.
Yes.
That's too early. Those basic attacks from Soul heavily out DPS any heal Byrock is getting this early.
It's kind of funny, too, because Byrock just played the Soul. You'd figure he's aware of how hot it can get.
Well, the thing is, I think Byrock built into the Book of Thoth. Oh, no, sorry, the Bancroft. Whereas Spreen is going for basic attack style, going for the Hunter's Blessing.
I like the Hunter's Blessing. I still maintain I want to see that mage build. Too many rings. Not my thing.
I think that we're still going to potentially see a mage build out of him, but that early Hunter's Blessing cannot be denied with the Soul passive. It's just you're asking for trouble.
100% agree there. Sad Dude getting the upper hand onto Cheetah. Is this how this lane goes?
Not necessarily. Cheetah's kind of using his abilities in the 1v1 instead of holding it for the wave and taking unnecessary poke in between the waves. Both of these gods are trying to kind of group up the wave for the clear. And for the most part, Sad Dude should have the advantage before Cheetah finishes off the Breastplate of Valor, simply because, not because it's not going to do any damage, but the MP5 and cooldown reduction is going to allow Cheetah to clear the wave and be the lane bully from there on out.
And that's kind of the goal here. Animal going to help out and pick up that blue buff.
Cheetah just going to kind of solo his own blue buff while... Ow. You okay there?
I literally got wrapped up in my head, in my microphone cord, and I pulled on it, and it choked my ankle. And it squeezed my ankle. A little bit rough there. Sorry for the interruption, folks. Early Wednesday morning here.
As long as you're okay, Tom.
That actually really hurt. It was my bad ankle. It hurt. I used to skateboard. It hurt a lot. It was my Achilles, actually, right there on the Achilles tendon. Had to bring it back to Smite real quick.
Heartless on the Achilles, level 4.
Oh, we even have an Achilles in the game. Hot diggity dog. We're dancing with wolves now.
Don't really get the reference there.
I mean, it's just Kevin Costner film.
Ah.
I just like saying dancing with wolves. It's kind of fun to think about. Just think about a bunch of wolves like at a rave. You know? It's kind of fun.
I thought you were referring to the Marshmallow / Selena Gomez song that just came out not too long ago.
You got me there. You got me.
Got to expand that library.
Bruh. I am a music snob. I am the music snob. You know what's going to happen now?
Oh, no.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to buy that album just so I'm as cool as Anatoly. That's my goal every day. I wake up and I go, man, how can I be as cool as Anatoly? And usually it's about playing good solo lane. So Cheetah impressing Anatoly right now. Sad Dude kind of had control of this one. And you talked about the ability usage here in the short lane for the 1v1 versus the wave. Now it looks like Cheetah's the one focusing on the rat.
It's all about the pen boots, and Sad Dude doesn't have real magical protection currently, and this is where things are going to get a little dicey for the Ratatasker. I want to be seeing a Genji's guard sooner rather than later, but Ratataskers are always trying to prioritize that Acorn as quickly as possible. You can't fault Sad Dude for that.
Acorn certainly a big boost of stats, but if he builds the Genji's garb, he'll impress you.
Pretty much. That's going to be able to keep him alive for a little bit longer, give him that cooldown reduction, and give him the MP5 to play or the spammer for himself.
Oh, Jarkor finds the blink and the jump, but Sad Dude able to wiggle away. Level 7 Ratatasker gets the blue buff, escapes the gank. Tully, are you impressed?
A little bit. Yardcore got a little ahead of himself. He didn't have his passive stacks on the Bakasura.
Well, Byrock here in the mid lane, half HP already, pops the ultimate. Is it tanky enough? The heals are good for now. And Heartless gets aggressive and pushes the enemy out of the way. Animal here trying to deal with Jarkor, who, of course, does not have the ultimate.
That was a perfect ultimate from Spring. I think every single tick from the Supernova hit Byrock in place. Shell at the very last second from Heartless keeps his mid laner alive, and then the fatal strike was absorbed by the Disapparate. Spring counting his lucky stars on that one.
Yeah, not the best look there for a Heartless, unfortunately. He's going to walk home with a sad face on. Him and his solo laner will have something to talk about. You got any good sad songs, Tully?
Sad songs?
Yeah.
Everyone has a couple of good sad songs out there.
What's your go-to?
How sad are we talking?
I don't know. I like this one song called No Sad, No Bad.
No Sad, No Bad.
By Killy.
Okay.
It's the best song.
There's like so many that I actually like. Recently.
No Sad, No Bad by Killy.
I'm not going to go into it.
I bet you it's because it's no sad, no bad by killing.
Nah, it's not.
Well, Cheetah.
Oh, missing the basic attack. Not sure if that
Oh,
would
he
have
went
been a
back
kill,
in.
but Sad Dude baits it out because Animal is here.
I don't know if that's the... Oh, it was
That
the right
is the
place.
right play.
All right, Heartless shows up as well. If it was just him and Animal, I wasn't sure about it. But with Heartless showing up as well, especially playing an aggressive Guardian, or support rather, came through in the clutch. Shinobi Squad on the board now in our playing moment. 7:47 on the clock. 1-1. Shinobi Squad tie game.
Compared to that first game, there was way more action in that first game compared to the second one. Team's kind of slowing down now. A couple of kill opportunities dropped around the left side mid Harpies a couple minutes ago, where Byrock almost fell as well as Spreen rather. Yarkor looking for the invade. I believe he dropped the ward over. Goes for the blink ultimate.
And just trying to chow down on the mid laner. That said, Jean-Qui expends his own. Spreen shows up. Puts him down nice and easy. Here's the response from Heartless. But I think it's just a little too late.
This is an interesting relic selection from Byrock. We haven't talked about it, but the blink, no beads, no Aegis, means that he's going to be the focus fire for every encounter.
I think he already knew he was going to be the focus fire for every encounter. And so his job, his thought process is to be the initiator. Because Heartless on the Achilles isn't really an initiator. He's looking to finish things up, right?
I mean, you could do both
That's
for
true.
Achilles.
That's
I would rather have my Achilles initiate early game than my Jean-Qui in the early game, especially if it's mid lane Jean-Qui that's not building tanky like a solo lane Jean-Qui would.
Absolutely agree with you on the early phase and the mid lane as well. Usually, even mid lane Jean-Qui will build not full tank, but Warlock staff, right?
But the problem with going Warlock staff in the mid lane is whenever there is action in the mid lane, you might not have time to always farm those stacks.
I love the positioning from Shinobi. Sad dude makes him mad, dude. Puncho Jack falls down.
This is the rotation from Ratatasker Soul Lane at its finest, all the way to the tier 2 tower in the dual lane. Heartless found the execute, and he's just dodging everything now.
Shinobi Squad should be safe and sound after that. Fire Giant poised to spawn. I don't think any of our teams are ready to go for that one just yet. But Spreen in a position now to fight a little bit more efficiently, I think. And when I see the Bancroft done on the Soul, I always get very excited. I think that's a strong move now where Soul can really start to leverage her power.
Especially without any real health or defenses for Byrock. And just a sitting duck with a blink, honestly. As long as you can get him in combat, he is not going anywhere. It's up to Heartless to be in position to find the shell, to find any sort of peeling, to keep the mid laner alive. And with how fast Byrock dies, he doesn't even have time to get off all the ghosts from his ultimate.
Yeah, he's dead before, before it even kind of gets there. Sad dude getting away. Byrock
just like
now
this.
Just going to be dead. Here's the ultimate from Soul. Damage not enough to take him down.
Not the most optimal Supernova compared to the last time, but still forcing the ultimate out of Byrock, forcing him to back on out, allows for Oracles to go to Lodo.
Meanwhile, Cheetah here still trying to fight up with Sad Dude. Sad Dude kind of low on mana.
He should be able to back A-OK. He has plenty of movement speed to be able to get back into laning phase. Not going to miss a single minion there, but might miss his life as Forza. He wants it. Bayron just needs the airstrike, but a good little juke from Forza. I don't mind it. I don't mind it from Bayron because he clears the wave. As long as he doesn't die here. All right, now I mind it. Now I mind it.
I'm not laughing at the player's misfortune, by the way. I'm laughing at I saw that happen from miles away. As soon as you're like, he's going for it, I was like, I don't know. Animal's on his way. And I say it all the time, Toli. Ain't no such thing as a 1v1 in a high-level competitive Smite. That's not how this game works whatsoever.
I agree with you there. Sad dude could be in a little bit of trouble there. This is where Cheetah is starting to be the bully. Even without Breastplate of Valor, only sitting at silver Breastplate. Already getting Sad dude very low. But keep in mind, both these players with teleport still available. Cheetah I don't think he has kill potential yet, though. He just doesn't have enough mana.
Yeah, the lack of mana is going to hurt Cheetah there. Oh, he sees him backing. He sees him backing.
Can't do anything about it. Cheetah should finish off his Breastplate of Valor. He's sitting on 2,600 gold.
Yeah, go home. Wants to get his blue.
Nah, he has to back. Like, yeah, there's a way. There you go. Just back on out there. In mid lane action, though. Typhoon with Byrog's damage takes out Spreen.
And Byrog finally gets an answer back. 1 kill. He has fallen down twice. And this could be number 3. Oh, the dash is going to miss, but the basics won't. Jarkor with his first kill of the contest. Here comes Sad Dude from the short side, and nothing really comes of it.
Gets the ultimate off. Does a little bit of damage from Yarkor, which is going to get negated after he eats a minion. A-okay. 1 for 1, mid for mid at the end of the day. Favors out Spreen, considering that slows down Byrog's stacking potential on the Book of Thoth. As Animal's going to back on out there. This is where Cheetah's going to hold the left click and hold the W onto Sad Dude now that Breastplate of Valor is completed.
And he's just looking to dial up the damage.
Oh, yeah. Both teleports are down, so Cheetah not only does the damage, but also sustains at the same time. And this is what makes Artio so annoying in the solo lane.
It's really just a combination sustain damage at the same time.
Yep, pretty much.
Wow.
That's why Aphrodite is so good in the solo lane as well.
Wow, Pwash works.
Certain matchups.
Sad Dude brought down about 33.
That's why Baron is also popular. Chang'e.
I do like me some Chang'e.
We haven't seen it too much recently in the fall split. Could see it in the land, though. Maybe teams are holding back.
Same with Chiron. He's got his heal, right?
Stop.
He's got his sustain,
Unless your
right?
name is Ataraxia, first picking it.
What if my name's Yaman?
You're not first picking it. You're playing it, but you're not first picking it.
Forwards are getting dashed on. Loto Gaming looking for control of this area. So I think they want an objective. Byrog kind of low.
Not sure.
Heartless takes care of Jarkor.
I'm not sure why Yarkor's just not on Byrog. That was a perfect setup. Hunsho Jack stuns out the Zhang Kui. No beads to speak of. No CC immunity. Sad Dude going to go up in the sky. Who is he going to land on?
He's going to find.
Bayron is going to fall to that. Good recognition to see the Jingwei without any relics. Now the Fatal Strike. Not necessary as Spreen already fell, but they could go for more. The
Byrog just coming in. Card out. Big boy exorcism. That is the moment. Zhang Kui, when he finishes this third item, that moment will be much bigger.
Sure.
He blinks in, he drops to 1, he drops to 2, and he does some nice damage. But after this gold tier, totally, that's going to be devastating.
So there's 2 things I wanted to point out. Number 1, I don't think they needed Byrog to clean up that last kill. So the blink, a little unnecessary. And because of that blink, that half of a highlight play, I guess you can say, from Byrog's blink, gave him 3 deaths from not having a defensive relic. I'm sure if a Beads or an Aegis was picked up, maybe the Aegis, you could scratch that 3 off to maybe at least a 2. Could even be a 1.
Yeah. Oh, what's he going to get?
Has to be the Aegis. Against the Bakasura, if you don't have Aegis, you're just dead to rights.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you see players go horrific or sprint to sort of just kind of outrace him. But the Aegis is just the purest form. You're going to avoid that. Also functional against Spreen as well. I think it's a 1-2 punch against those 2.
But for a mid-mage, it's just a little risky. Like, I understand that you want to go utility. Good blink from Animal. Going to force Spreen back under his tier 1 tower to separate, keeping him topped off. But we're talking about the potential sprint or horrific. Not for Byrog. This is more of like your support / solo lane build. Now, if he went for Aegis horrific or Aegis sprint, then sure. Because you need to have that secondary option. You need to have that red button like, uh-oh, something bad's about to happen. I need this in my life.
Yeah, just a big flip up. I've always wanted one of those for like my computer.
So you
in trouble. Wishing you could cheat. But you can't. Right, Tasker going to go to the sky. Sad Dude misses the ultimate. That's going to make me a Sad Dude. Cheetah pulled, though. Still, Shell is good. Healing is strong. Lifesteal. Sustain. Sad Dude. Going to walk away.
Oh, he's dead.
Ah, I thought he was going to... I thought he was going to miss it. Honestly, there's 2.
Screen making an impact as well. It's killing out Sadud at the least. Looking for Animal. Here comes the blink from Byrock, though. This one more impactful.
Ageist. And so it's a 3-2. Heartless. 3 kills for him. Great plays from the support. 6-0-3 for Shinobi's duo laner.
Uncharacteristic kind of support build coming out of him, but I don't necessarily mind it. Hold that thought, though. Baron could have bit off more than he can chew here. There goes the beating the stun. Okay, turn around.
And now here comes the crit.
So going to the build from Heartless.
Sure.
I don't necessarily mind it, especially when you have this kind of a lead. Going for a Shifter's Shield hybrid and getting 70 physical power off of that allows those basic attacks to just stab you so hard. But then more importantly is this other item, Talisman of Energy, for the team fights.
I like the Talisman of Energy. And going back to the Shifter Shield, I feel like Achilles is, just like we were talking about per our conversation with Chalk, where you've got the stun, right? And you've got control. But Heartless, if you pick this character and you're not doing damage, Tentacles going nuts there for Baka. If you pick this character and you're not doing damage, I don't know if you have enough tools to warrant yourself in the support role. So I need you to be playing like those old school sort of Kong supports, where you are controlling the situation, but you're also contributing to the damage. And yeah, if you're stupid ahead, buy yourself a Shifter Shield. This is 9 times out of 10, you're not buying this. This is the 1 game out of 10 where it's the right choice. And the Talisman of Energy, like you said, it's just going to help out your solo lane rat even, your jungler, your hunter. I think Talisman of Energy should be purchased more often.
Yes.
Maybe not on supports all the time, but should be purchased more often flat out.
Criminally under-purchased item alongside Horrific Emblem as a relic selection. But the rest of Shinobi utilizing Heartless's build to start grouping up and tower sieging.
Yeah, tier 1 tower just going to crumble. Sadud surrounded. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Byrock just getting eaten. Aegis is good for now. Heartless is going to get 2 players. Jarkor on the back line takes care of that mid lane mage after his Aegis wears out. And now Jarkor on the run. Animal pulls him back in. And Shinobi Squad are doubling Loto Gaming's kill count.
Just as fast as Bakasura is, Animal is as fast on the Susanoo, using that jet stream wonderfully.
He's so fast.
Being able to blink over the right side mid Harpies to catch up to Jarkor's jump. It allows Shinobi to go for a 20-minute Fire Giant.
Oh, wow. Fire Giant. So fast. Not as fast as Animal. He's so fast.
He's pretty darn fast,
He's
Tom.
so fast, Holy.
Not as fast as Mercury.
Mercury.
It's pretty fast.
Pele?
Pele is faster. With the
so Mercury
just
not
the aura.
fastest guy in the game.
I mean, technically he starts off as the fastest guy in the game.
But Pele?
Different story. That's just abilities coming into play.
That's true. How fast do you think Mercury moves in his ult?
Oh, like the actual number?
Yeah.
The highest is 1,000, right? I want to say it's 1,000.
So he goes 1,000?
I'm pretty sure that's the max cap.
What if he goes 1,001?
Then you would break the game because that's over the cap. And you would probably get banned for going over the cap because that would be altering the game engine code.
Ouch.
So don't alter the game code, folks, if you want to keep playing Smite.
I love this chase. Bayron knows he can't find anybody. Shinobi Squad up 8,000 gold to Fire Giant. And they're just walking in the Hunter past the tier 1. Okay.
Sure.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. Just be aggressive. Be aggressive.
I knew you were going there.
But I'm a cheerleader as a classic, okay? It's one of my favorites.
I thought yesterday was real high-res hours. We're not even 12 p.m. yet.
Hey,
Still being aggressive is Shinobi under the tier 2 tower with the wave. Not going to have their mid-mage. Could get punished if Loto Gaming recognized this. I don't think they have that same intel that we do, though.
Yep. Just a little bit of a peel back. Reset. Fire Giant online for about 1:50. Got some time to waste. So Shinobi will back after taking care of the left lane.
It's getting a little dicey for Loto Gaming with his 10,000 gold deficit. I think that Shinobi should be able to really start punishing Loto Gaming in these team fights. Like we mentioned before, the team fighting Talisman of Energy from Heartless, even going with Guardian Mail and Oni Hunters, these cheaper items to start forcing these late game team fights.
Also, not for nothing, it's a perfect build against characters like Jarkor. The combination of the two. So first, Mid-Guardian Mail going to slow down the attack speed of the Bakasura, and that's all well and good. And then with the Oni Hunter's Garb, this is actually giving you flat mitigation, 3% damage mitigation. Very few items give this stat. It's not protections, it's not health, it's damage mitigation. And the reason that very few items have it, Oni Hunter's Garb at max stacks giving you 9%, is because it mitigates true damage as well. And that's what Jarkor is doing with the Butcher Blades.
Very important to find that potential. Wouldn't be upset to see a Spirit's Robe if he wanted that either. But this is just going to be up more consistently, especially the way Heartless has been playing, looking to dive the backline, finding multiple kills, already sitting at 8-0-3, part of 11 of the 14 kills. Is looking all solid for this Achilles support.
23.5 in. We've got 21 kills. Shinobi with 2/3 of them. Left side lane was the target before, but Jarkor has done a good job of pushing that one up all the way to the tower. Now Shinobi squad with about, well, Fire Giant's gone. They're just looking to get a surprise ambush here. Trying to bait Loto into the jungle. Loto's not really going to take it, however. Fire Giant falling off. Shinobi squad goes to a bit more traditional approach. Tries to chase down the lone jungler. Won't be able to. And instead falls back.
Splitting the map with the Ratatasker on the right side, and that little ambush play could have paid off, honestly, because you find a pick in that case, you don't even need Fire Giant. You're going to be able to just barrel down some of these Phoenixes with such a demanding 14,000 gold lead. I don't see how Shinobi can be stopped here. They're looking like they're going to extend this to a game 3.
They just might. Right now, I think if we had the little advantage bar, you know, it'd be bright red in Shinobi's area. But Loto Gaming are close to the stall point where their players are 2 items out, if not just one, where we're at the point that the gold doesn't matter. So Loto Gaming, if they hang on for 7 more minutes, I say totally, then we've got close to an even game. You have to take into account map presence, momentum, and at that point, I think probably potions, at least on the side of the jungler.
Sure.
But that's essentially retying the game, getting to the late game where everybody's 6 slaughtered.
Well, the thing is, even late game, looking at it, Loto Gaming don't have the same amount of control the way they did in the first game. Spreen playing more of a damage character on the Soul as opposed to the Agni, as is Huncho Jack on the Amaterasu, trying to find the kills onto Byrock in the early game paid off, but late game, a little bit of a different story. I would have liked to see the Terra, honestly, again from the support.
The
Loto
Terra
Gaming
was good.
Yeah, the Terra was solid. I'm surprised they didn't pick it again.
I really enjoyed watching that character. Yeah, Huncho Jack going more aggressive, I guess, on the Amaterasu.
Which worked out, considering Byrock went for the Blink at level 1, and without any CC immunity, there was 3 early depths on that Zhonghui.
Shinobi trying to set up another ambush. Rat going to be off the mark just a little bit. Less of a team fight, more of an oops. But here comes Byrock. He didn't get the memo that none of his team is going to initiate. It's him by himself. Ratatasker goes even deeper by himself. Spreen will go down, but Sadu collapsed on and decimated. Forza against Byron even after the fact. 2 for 1. Sadu does go down. Cheetah's next. It's a 3 for 1. And Shinobi will look for the right side Phoenix and probably get it relatively easily.
I think so. Animal's going to take a lot of damage. Has to jet stream away. Finally, Phoenix aggro juggling to Heartless. I don't think they can end off of this, but they might be able to go for the middle Phoenix if they really wanted to force it. There is still a lot of a respawn timer for both, or for all 3, Cheetah, Spreen, and Bayron. But instead, going to play it very carefully. They want to make sure that Sad Dude receives his Fire Giant buff as well.
I think it was possible
To end?
to end. But I would not have ever made the call to do so.
It's like a less than 5% chance, if any.
It's, you know what it is? I'm not even looking at it in the sense of like percent chance. I think
That's what these players are doing.
yeah. I'm looking at it more binary. Like, could we do it? Could we not? And I think they get the win there, but I don't
mean,
make that call. I don't think you go for it.
Sure. I mean, you could always put the same number on a roulette every single time until you do it.
That's what Hinderman does.
I'm sure. But
Is there
a smart gambler would go for the calculated odds.
Green every time?
What are the odds there? 1 in 40 something?
40 million?
Is it 40 million? No.
Dude, I don't know. I only
there's only one green, right?
I don't like to gamble. I put my money down when I know I'm going to win.
Okay.
Like when I'm
How many
playing
gems
Hinderman
did you
in
get
poker.
from aggro yesterday? Or was it him?
Oh, it was me. It was me.
No, it was him.
No, it was even.
Was it?
Yeah, he got the first one, and then I got the next two, and then he got another.
Ah, okay.
So it was even.
I was just trying to go off of your facial reaction like, no, that's me.
Nah, that's me. That's always me, bro. Shinobi Squad gambling with house money here. Giant lead for them as we're almost a half hour in. Game number 1 went to Loto. They're the number 1 team. Don't really have any losses, just one. So Shinobi Squad taking them over would be a very interesting turn of events.
It would. We were mentioning how before this set, these teams have different results against Why So Serial. Loto Gaming, despite being 3-1, lost to the team that was at the Spring and the Summerland, whereas Shinobi Squad defeated the Latin American North representative. So it could be a rock, paper, scissors matchup here.
There's the dash forward. And that's it. Sad dude not willing to commit. Left side bird, up mid bird as well. Shinobi Squad trying to jockey for position here. Fire Giant around there, waits for another couple of minutes. 2:35.
Look for Byrock. Byrock's going to engage this. You mentioned how you like to see Jean-Qui engage. Well, this late game could be his moment.
Could be.
And with the chaos he creates, it allows Sad Dude to look for the cleanup kill with the Through the Cosmos.
No sad, no bad. Heartless looking for the back line. There's the blink forward from the rest of the team. Byrock still playing it safe on the left side. And the the solo Ratatasker will push players out of the way. And Byrock is ulting players in the fountain and gets punished for that ridiculous play.
Well, Cheetah's going to get answered in kind, so trading mid laner for the solo laner. There goes the blink from Yarkor. Who is he going to go on? It is going to be Sad Dude that dashes into the middle, Phoenix. Meanwhile, left side, execute.
Heartless, Divine, 9-0-7. That was a great play by Huncho Jack. Just get in the middle of everybody, and then all of a sudden he sees brackets on him, and the Achilles just wind it up, and he goes, oh
Oops. No. Oopsie daisies. 20-10 for Shinobi Squad to be able to still push their lead a little bit further. Left side, Phoenix goes down. Right side due to respawn momentarily. A lot of fire minions to be able to force this down right side, and that's exactly the mindset out of Heartless. He can't be stopped.
Not at all. He has yet to be stopped this game. 9-0-7.
He might find another kill, but no execute. Still going to get the right side, Phoenix, with the rotation from Animal. Sad Dude kind of ping-ponging in the mid lane, 1v1ing Yarkor while his teammates make that rotation happen. But now some respawns are occurring from Loto.
Yeah, Cheetah and Spreener here. Easily pushing the opposition out. Shinobi Squad still at the Fire Giant for 30 seconds, but they're looking for the early retreat. Regroup one more time. Loto Gaming, good defense so far.
Not getting any damage dealt onto their Titan to the point of lethal, so there's still some breathing room for them. Titan sitting at about 80% health, I would say, but with only a middle Phoenix to go, Shinobi is one step away from extending this to a game 3. A lot of it comes down to persevering the early game to allow this late game draft to really start paying off.
At the same time, like I mentioned before, times are wasted. Loto are almost even now. 6-slot builds coming out from everybody on Shinobi Squad. The jungler on Loto is 6 slots. Very close, very close, very close.
Double knockout from Sad Dude. Agility away from Bayron. dashing away as well. Byrock blinking in, forcing the airstrike, but he's carded.
That's big. That's big. Byrock now has to retreat. Sad dude, though, on the bad side. Nice stun coming out from Heartless, and the Suns will be dropped by Forza. Huncho Jack falls down. Heartless with a good kill right there. Spreen on the run. Here comes a little bit of help from his friends. Byrock gets kill number 2.
Oh, Yardcore is here in the thick of things. Good shell, and the Bay Yardcore is going to die. Good double kill from Byrock. It's up to Spreen and Bayron to hold the Titan, but it took a lot of poke damage during that fight.
It did. Almost half HP already, and this one looks like it's going to go down. Ouch! Loto Gaming, they're going to a game number 3.
Good performance to be able to brush the game number 1 dust under the carpet to be able to dominate game number 2. Shinobi extending this to a game 3.
Yeah, you know, I was surprised that they were able to get that lead, and I'm going to be honest, Totally, I was surprised that they were able to actually finally break the base. After a while, it looked like Lotto was just going to be able to tread the waters and then have the fight back, and I thought that last fight was it, but Heartless just...
Oh yeah, Heartless on the Achilles has got to be like the MVP of game number 2. No doubt in my mind. His ability to get in the thick of things, making these early rotations, shutting down Cheetah, shutting down Huncho Jack. There was just not much that the rest of Loto can do after that kind of performance.
Yeah, I mean, Heartless right there, we talked about the different roles of the support and how you bring control, but he also just brought that ability to just lower the kill threshold, not only with his execute of his own, but he was dealing damage as well.
And this, just his build, being able to extend that lead even further. Shifter shield, first real item to get that 70 physical power, being able to also get, not going to have that third execute unfortunately, but the Talisman of Energy. That's when he knew teamfights were about to start rolling around. Tower started to crumble. The rest of Shinobi getting that under their pockets and getting a huge, insurmountable gold lead.
A rare true snowball, I think, here in Season 5. Watching the Achilles just get out of control. Nice play there coming out from Shinobi Squad to able to answer back and get to a Game 3 versus Loto.
And I think that the draft is going to be like 90% important for both of these teams.
Yeah.
Normally we kind of look at, okay, it's obviously gameplay, that's the majority of it, but not between these two teams. I think Loto Gaming got a little bit ahead of themselves, not running back the Terra on Huncho Jack, not running back the Agni onto Spreen, hurt them in game 2.
Absolutely. I mean, just playing around with that draft did not go in their direction.
Yeah.
Bans coming out. Shinobi Squad now has the first pick. They're going to ban out the Athena, and Loto going to stick to the Freya ban so far. Shinobi on the pop side, going to look for the Baron. And here I want to see the Chernobog ban, and then just back to the drawing board.
No surprise if that's going to be banned. Now, this is the real test. Is Forza a Jing Wei main? Because so far, Loto has been first picking it every single time. I don't think they really care after that performance from Heartless what main Forza is, because Achilles has to go the hands of Heartless again.
Yeah, he basically won the game for the team, so we'll see that picked up one more time, likely for the support position. Loto taking the Ratatasker this time around, and it's going to be paired up with a Rom.
Ooh, okay, so getting some global pressure for themselves. We saw Sad Dude piloted in the solo lane last game. Still flexibility for Loto Gaming where they want to put it, but this global pressure from Ratatasker and the half global pressure out of Rom with the Astral Barrage could look for the cleanup.
Ho Yi here, the hunter of choice for Shinobi. That's going to be paired up with the Bologna that we saw in game number 1. Of course, that was across the way for Loto. So Shinobi here going to take this, and this will kind of dissuade the Bakasura selections, etc. But not the Soul.
Still not deterred from that disarm. Will pilot the Soul. Agni was available. Spreen really likes the Soul. It just seems wants to get off that early damage. Now, the Supernova combination off of Huncho Jack's Amaterasu dazzling offensive really punished Byrock in that early game, but I'm expecting that to be shifted now and not go for any sort of blink shenanigans. He needs either the beads or the Aegis to survive.
Second round of bans coming out. No Zhang, no Apwash, no Raven, and Shinobi going to say no Agni as well. Even though Loto already have the Soul and the Rom, I can't help but think that's a bad ban.
Maybe it's like a last-second ban. It's like, oh, the first A thing that I see, just so that we don't pass a ban.
I mean, that's why you got to know all the characters with the letter A.
That's right. All 16 of them.
Well, that's why you got it. I got it. You owe me 900 gems for that, by the way.
We never agreed to any of that.
Terra the Guardian for Loto. Susano will be playing the jungle. Totally owes me 900 gems. And Shinobi got one more pick here, and it's going to be the Vulcan for the middle lane.
Okay, so Vulcan with a Susanoo pull. Normally it's the taunt into the meatballs, but the Wind Siphon does a similar aspect. They're just grouping multiple members up. That meatball is going to be extra spicy.
RDO again here for Loto. That'll likely be in the solo lane with Terra in the support role. But we have seen them mix and match just a little bit. So Loto and Shinobi, the rubber match here, game number 3. Let's jump right into it and see where these teams will wind up.
I love this last pick, RDO, specifically against Byrock's Vulcan. That crippling minefield is going to prevent the backfire from popping off. It's going to prevent Animal from using his jet stream, from using the third hit of his Storm Kata. And as a result, it's going to be important for Cheetah to get that early game pressure, as Sad Dude is playing the Bologna this time around.
Double stun. Nice job there from Huncho Jack. Forza's in some trouble. Shell already popped alongside the beads.
Wow, very interesting. A little bit of panic, I would say, out of Shinobi squad, but they got a lot of astral arrows out of Baroneri, so he's not going to be able to really clear the wave as fast as he would want.
Letting teams get in position. When these duo fights happen, Toli, I really love just watching the intricacies of each basic attack because they're so important. Every single basic really matters in these boxing matches 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. And Forza trying to line up that ricochet shots.
Oh! First blood Forza! Shinobi squad making it happen. Hot diggity damn!
That confidence from Forza. Who needs to clear the wave? Oh, man. You remember how you said you saw that coming, the gank in game number 2 from Animal? I think we both saw that ricochet from a mile away.
Oh, my goodness.
You got to have that spidey senses tingling. And unfortunately for Baroneri, he needs that 6th sense.
I don't know about Spidey sense. Forza looking like the Green Arrow right now. That's out of control, dog.
Yeah, but Baroneri needs to have a spidey senses tingling, knowing that that's a danger spot. You don't go there when the ricochet is up. Even at level 1, you just don't go in that little corridor area.
Well, I mean, yeah, you do. You just also die.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. You gotta get better at that one, Tony.
I'll try. I don't sit in front of a mirror like you to practice my voices.
You can practice by doing God voices like Extreme Man does. Extreme Man really loves doing the God voices.
I'm sure he does.
Do you?
No.
How would you do, let me hear you do.
Are we doing this?
I can't do, oh, the favorite. Ho Yi. I need to hear the Ho Yi impression.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I feel like you didn't say the H.
That's on purpose.
Nah, man. You got to be like, oh, yeah. Oh, is he here?
I know why you like to say that now.
Why?
Because it's so close to yeet.
Oh, yeet. I'm down.
That's what Forza felt after getting that kill.
We had a missed opportunity. Can we rewind the game? Can we start the game over so we can say ho yeet when he gets the first
let's
blood?
just tell Baroneri to do the same exact nonsical thing when a ricochet is available and have Forza kill him again.
No. I mean, we'll just rewind. Like we got the VOD. We'll just watch the VOD back.
Hey, you can make content out of it. There you go. Content idea.
Calls that I should have said.
Yes. Missed opportunities or something like that.
And it's just, it would be 12 videos.
Reminiscing with F-Dot.
It would be just 12 videos of Ho Yeet kills where I wish I said Ho Yeet.
Instead of,
Ho Yeet!
Wednesday afternoon with F-Dot. Does it get any better?
It does, actually. Tuesday mornings, we do Esports Weekly at 10 a.m.
Okay.
That's a lot of fun. It does get better. Thursday mornings, I do the Paladins Global Series. That's a lot of fun as well. Not this week, though. I'm gonna go home.
That's right.
No, I'm leaving on the jet plane. I'm just going home.
Hasta la vista.
I'm gonna go pet my doggies in New York.
Aww.
I'm excited. I haven't seen them in a while. Jamie's getting old. She needs a wheelchair now. She's
how old is she?
She's 15. She's a dachshund, and she's got a wheelchair for her little back leg. She scoots, so now she's got a wheelchair.
Does it make like a little noise?
It doesn't, but it is equal parts adorable as it is sad.
It's still, yes.
But she's super cute.
The mix of emotions.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to be Instagramming that up.
Oh, obviously.
I can't wait.
Gold Fury spawns in about 20 seconds. Shinobi Squad took their first blood, and I think everybody's just been afraid since then. Everybody's just been, yo, Forza, watch out. Except for the rat. He wants to get ambitious on the left side.
Wasn't in range.
Nope. Just a big old oops.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, that just didn't work out for Jarkor. He tried to ult for the mid lane.
I think they tried to stop the oracles, but by the time that he was already up in the air, the rest of the Shinobi were completed with that objective and retreated to the bottom left side, just out of range for Jarkor.
Completed, retreated. I guess he should have ho-yeeted.
But he's a Ratatasker, Tom. You can't unless you have a GM command switch class like that.
Nah, he should have went over to Forza and ganked him.
That's what he tried to do. He was just out of range.
Well, you know what they say.
What do they say, F. Dot?
When you're out of range, you can't hit the target. That's what they say. Right side,
That's a hot
screen
take.
in some trouble.
The hottest of takes.
And that's what they say, man. When you're out of range.
That's like saying you didn't get the kill because he didn't die.
Nah, that's not what they say. They say, you didn't get the kill because you didn't have the damage.
There's other reasons why you don't get the kill because of damage.
No, there's not.
There's other things.
Either they get to 0 or they don't.
An Aegis
You didn't have the damage.
because of the Aegis.
Right? Yes, but ultimately, you didn't have the damage. Doesn't really matter why you didn't have the damage.
Sure.
You just didn't have the damage. Jarkor is certainly in range. Backfire! An animal is just that. Takes care of kill number 2 for his team. Vulcan ultimate to zone. The respectable zoning ultimate. So his team making it the speed buff. Like that play. 4-on-3 on the right-hand side. Loto Gaming trying to play D. Cheetah races to the finish and takes care of Animal. Kelowna rallies over there.
I'm sure Byrock would want his ultimate back now as Heartless is in a little bit of trouble. Gonna use that Fatal Strike just to get away. Honcho Jack trying to block the pathing with those walls. Couldn't find the correct angle in that situation there. Sad dude, though, a little low. Good cripple. He gone. He's gone. Oh,
what was that, Tully? Oh, no. He gone.
He gone.
He didn't die. He just left.
That's right. Because there wasn't enough damage.
Bang! Puts it in! Anatoly!
Well, Cheetah also didn't have the cooldowns, right? Which way do you want to go? He has the damage if he tower dives for the basic attacks. If he had an ability up, that's the equivalent of having damage. So there are parallels to this rule.
All I see is that there was not enough damage.
There are parallels.
There was not enough damage, so the player walked away.
Not enough abilities.
Sure. The abilities do what?
A lot of things.
Like?
A cripple.
Also.
A root.
Also.
A stun.
Also. 2 players looking for Cheetah. He's going to stun him out. There's the cripple. There's the root. There's the death.
The healing is going through.
There it is.
They had the abilities to find the kill.
They had the damage. Cheetah goes down. Solo laner will be the first death for Shinobi Squad. Excuse me, for Loto Gaming. And he will fall down to the wayside.
Well, execute is not technically damage.
It is actually, technically is. It's 9,999 damage. Ratatasker falls from the sky, gets the knock up. Jarkor gets put down. Animal again on fire. Sad dude is glad dude as he takes down the bad dude. And Loto Gaming gets kill number 2 as they take down Byrock. 0-1-3 for the mid lane Vulcan.
So I'm not going to let that one slide, actually. It's not actually 9,999 damage.
It is. Press
Because
Y.
otherwise,
Press Y.
otherwise, the player damage charts would be through the roof. So
No,
officially...
it's exempted from the player damage, but if you are Bacchus and you are drunk to full and you have all of the true damage mitigation items, you can avoid an execute. It's not achievable in a realistic scenario, but we have seen it on the Reddit. The player damage from execute is nullified on the player damage charts. However, when you die to an execute and you press Y, it shows you 9,999 damage, and if you go maximum damage reduction in a controlled setting that's really not achievable,
So like
in a competitive
Oni,
game,
Spirit's Robe.
Old Mark of the Vanguard, you were able to avoid complete death from the execution. Yep.
Is that still achievable?
I'm not sure. Shell still exists.
Well, Shell gives you like a little bit of extra health, but like it goes off of your base health, not like this shield.
Right. I'll have to. There's an old Reddit thread. I'll have to dig up because the only way an execute doesn't kill is if it doesn't have enough damage.
If it's Aegis. I see
Shinobi
you.
squad gets the Pyromancer because they had enough damage for it. Heartless takes down Spreen. And Sad Dude looking for Cheetah. Here's help from the Raptors. Jarkor misses the knockup. That's really bad. You can't be missing
Heartless
that.
misses the execute, but he's still alive. Cheetah with a dash. Gets it, but Byrock throws the meatball right at the bear.
Oh, man. Cheetah falls down. Byrock gets the basic and the backfire. Here's the blink forward from Jarkor, who just... He did that once on Baka, and he did that again on the Rat. I don't know.
It was Animal that did it on the Bakasura. Now this
Oh,
time
it was.
it's
It was.
Yarkor
Okay, it was.
on
It
the
was.
Rat.
It was. I will take that back. I was just sitting there like, wait a second. That's not how that works.
Uh-oh, Bayron is in a little bit of trouble,
He
but a
boogied by the
missed
meatball.
Meatball. Doesn't seem that Bayron was hungry for that one, as Bayrock's not done yet. Still going to look for a little bit of poke. There is some kill potential in that lane, considering Bayron doesn't have that Astral Barrage.
It's possible. You know what Astral Barrage does?
It gives you global satellite vision or semi-global satellite vision and 3 hits.
Shout out to the Observer on that one, by the way. Just want to say that. Oh, can we look at Cheetah, actually? I want to bring this up from a conversation earlier with Anatoly. The abilities real quick. If we could just mouse over 1 or 2 of the abilities. I want to show you, Totally, that... what's that top number?
25 range.
It says Druid damage. Byrock now taking damage. Jarkor up on top. There, Jarkor up on bottom. Knocked up. Where's the last hit? Heartless finds it with the basic attack. Kept out of the mid lane. 10 kills in total for Shinobi Squad. And they're up for 3,000 gold.
Without any gold furies to even speak about extending their experience lead to about 4,000. And this
Really
is
impressive.
This is still on the back of Heartless, honestly, being able to position himself aggressively. Not the undeath-like performance that he was in the second game, as he's going to get his...
Woo!
Spreen should be able to catch up to this one, though.
We'll see. Heartless. Oh, he dies. Ouch. Spreen with the last hit there.
Because he was in range.
Because he had the damage.
And he wouldn't have had the damage if he wasn't in range.
He would have had the damage just on the range. Because you know what they say. When you're not in range, can't hit the target. Famous saying, by the way. "13 minutes in. Shinobi Squad wrestling control of the left side Harpies. They'll pick them up. They also have vision of the Gold Fury, thanks to the oracles they did earlier. You know
I'm still recovering. Give me a moment.
Okay. Byrock on the Vulcan versus Byrock on the Zhonghui. Positive, negative, neutral.
A little neutral. I dislike the zoning ultimate that he did around the speed buff, trying to force the soul back, because afterwards the counter engage out of Loto Gaming was like, oh, there's no Vulcan ultimate now. We could just kind of collapse on this.
I liked that. I thought it allowed his jungler to steal speed.
Yeah, but now you don't have it for the next team fight. It's when you're that deep in the enemy jungle, you're going to get punished.
Right.
So if you don't have a big ultimate like that to, run away from the action, I would rather get the speed, not pick it up because you don't have to be in range to pick it up, and just disengage cleanly than to force a speed buff situation like that with a Vulcan ult.
That's fair. That's fair. That is fair. Sad dude should be doing more. I say as he's top player damage 4-0-3. But because he's 4-0-3, I want to see those rotations.
Sure. A lot of it has to...
Hey, look at that. Right on time.
A lot of it also comes down to those ganks in that Soul Lane. Cheetah getting 2 deaths already. Shinobi going through the first goal fear of the game. Less than 15 minutes in. There goes the Vulcan ult.
Nice job there from Shinobi. Loto Gaming looking for the punishment after the fact, however. Unshow knocked up.
Good
Here
knock
comes the rest of the cavalry. Bayron on the backside. But it's all about Sad Dude. Again, rotation fruitful. Cheetah does answer back, taking down one, but Byrock with the backfire.
Great backfire, but it's Cheetah forcing out Forza, uses the Thorns. Gonna actually stop the back is Heartless. Baroneri takes out Sad Dude. The root gets stopped by the meatball. Byrock making it happen, but I don't think Cheetah's done here.
Oh, Cheetah's thinking about it.
He wants to go back, and you can just tell by the look on his face.
Oh, go for Heartless, go for Heartless, go for Heartless.
Oh!
The application moment delay.
So
not a good look.
Well, Shinobi picks up the Goal Fury, loses 2 in the process, picks up Spreen. Still fine for Loto Gaming, honestly. For 16 minutes in, you're only down about 3,400 gold. They're still in it to win it.
They're still chilling for now.
The biggest difference is the experience in between the Soul Laners. Solo, or Sad Dude, level 16, Cheetah still 14. Needs to find his groove is this RDO, and I want to see him dive a little bit deeper in the back line, really shutting down Byrock specifically, because you got to prevent those backfires with the cripple minefield.
How is he gonna? How does he get back there though?
Just dash on through.
Yeah, just forget about it.
Just gotta dab on him. Dive all backlines.
I like it. Shots to final, okay. Cheetah's gonna get some help. No, he's not.
There's the dab.
Middle lane. Byrock in some trouble, but will be able to moonwalk away.
No more dabbing.
Jarkor flat out needs to hit the ultimate.
He's not putting himself in range, unfortunately. He's ulting from too far away to the point where that third branch is just not in the vicinity.
And you know what they say?
It's not in the vicinity.
You know what they say?
It's not in the location.
You're out of range.
It's not the proper location.
You can't hit the target. Forza dropping the Suns. Gonna get dropped himself here. Jarkor doesn't need to hit the ultimate to get that one. Just walking down the 100, nice and easy. No
5
real
on 4 now.
there.
5 on 4 for Loto Gaming if they want to do something about it. Will get the left tier 1 tower if no one rotates, and it doesn't look like Shinobi are interested in rotating because there might be some action in the mid lane.
Jarkor doesn't have the ultimate, but he'll be able to dash in right here onto Byrock. Gets him before the backfire. Now the ultimate up one more time, and it's defensive this time.
Oh, no. Okay, I thought for a second Jarkor was about to go into no man's land up against Sad Dude, who still has the Eagles rally. Doesn't know that speed buff's coming back up. Could see it on his minimap now, but with Cheetah around the corner, doesn't really want any part of that one.
Just walking away. Doesn't want to really do that. Sad Dude, even though he had a lead, like I said, he had a lead. Still has a level lead, but he didn't push it in the mid game like I really wanted him to. The team's fine. 2,000 gold, but I'm sitting here from the coulda, shoulda, woulda standpoint, and I feel like this Bologna could be level 20, 7-1-4, with Shinobi squad up 4 to 5K instead of just 2,000.
You gotta take everything with like a grain of salt at the end of the day. Like if you're that wishful and that hopeful, then you're never gonna be able to be satisfied and please yourself, because you gotta be happy with what you got at times.
I guess so.
And Shinobi should be happy that they even have a lead to be able to force certain objectives as they respawn. Goal Fury coming up in 1 minute. Shinobi has the potential to just use that small lead to extend it even further.
At the same time, a world without desire or drive is stationary.
It's not saying that they don't have a desire or a drive. It's saying that you got to take it as a realistic approach. Because that might alter how you approach the game in a negative state as well. If you're too ambitious, you might be looking for tower dives. Like, oh, why don't we have 7 kills on this Bologna? Like, go in more.
At the same time, I think it's a little bit of a balance. I maintain that you can't. I always say if you want to be top 3, you got to think you're the best.
Sure.
And if you want to be the best, you got to think you're the best that there ever was. You always have to think. You've got to strive. You got to look for the next step. Shinobi Squad, are they stunting themselves by not trying to reach for their goals and find the inner angel amongst them?
Thus far in the standings, they're on the top, 3-1 currently, only losing to Why So Serial. They defeated Loto Gaming, Loto Gaming defeated Shinobi in their Week 2 performance.
Right.
But it's up to Shinobi to kind of stop that this time around.
And that's their reach. That's their dream. And unlike before, they're in range. And you know what they say? When you're in range,
You're in range.
you can hit the target.
$20:35 on the clock.
36, actually.
I can let you solo cast this if you really want.
Ghost Fury goes down to Shinobi. And that's what I'm talking about. The desire, the raw passion, the pursuit of happiness, the goal-reaching fortitude of Shinobi Squad, the perseverance in the face of adversity. Shinobi puts their heads down. They put the shoulder to the wheel and the pedal to the metal. And they're looking for more, Toli.
They are, but it's Loto Gaming trying to stop them in their tracks. Up in the sky is Yarkor diving right onto Byrock, forcing the Aegis, forcing the Book of the Dead. Hoyi Ultimate cutting it, fight in 2.
Watch out for Bayron around the backside, but Byrock able to put him up with the meatball. Shinobi in some trouble. Heartless dashing out. Jarkor takes down Animal, and the shots from the sky. How could you be so heartless? 4 for none.
Deicide! Shinobi.
You want to talk about keeping your head up in the face of adversity, Toli.
Loto Gaming is very ambitious now. They're on the pursuit to winning the set.
Loto Gaming starting up. Bayron and Spreen, are they enough damage?
Oh, absolutely. Soul and Rom. Level 20 Rom, level 18 Soul. He go.
Here you go. So now the turnaround here. Shinobi has ran the game. Let's take a look at the graphs right quick. Shinobi has ran the game 23 minutes. 22 minutes and 15 seconds,
Sure.
I'd say. Loto just said,
Nope.
you know what? What if we take it? Because you know what they say.
What do they say? Good song, by the way. Scars on Broadway.
When you take something from someone else,
It's yours.
they no longer have it, but you do.
Because it's not theirs and it's yours.
That's actually really elegant. When you take something from somebody else, it's no longer theirs, it's yours because you took it away from them. What did you say exactly?
Pretty much the same exact.
No, I like your wording, though.
Yeah, because it's not theirs, it's yours.
Yes, because it's not theirs, it's yours now. That's good.
How many more like basic sayings can we do like this?
You should write a book of quotes, I think. Call them Quotables by Toli. The Tao of Toli. And it could be filled with things like, he's so fast. He makes other fast people look not so fast.
I don't think I have that much wisdom within me.
I think you do. I think you do. I really think you do.
I'll work on that. Do you want to be my editor?
Yes. No, I don't, actually. No, I don't. I've seen the tweets you write. I do not want to be your
What does that
editor.
mean?
That means I don't want to be your editor.
Well, you think you're going to get in trouble? I'm not saying
No.
for you to be my agent / manager.
No, I just think it's
I can handle my own.
I think it'd be a tall task.
I am my own man.
Because you know what they say. A man in control of his words has a future as high as the birds. Flank oncoming from Loto Gaming as they look for the right side. Jarkor in trouble, has to back off because he's half HP. Nice jump forward, but the shot from 3 won't be good. It's a dude, sad dude comes through. Shinobi squad, 1 for none. Mid lane mage sitting down. Ratatasker, that time he hit the ult. One's gonna go down. They're not gonna get Heartless.
No,
One goes to the left.
Gotta go on somebody here. Forza with the egg is gonna shoo away this Ratatasker, but Cheetah gonna chase out Vulcan. Cheetah gonna focus out Sad Dude. Good route as well. A good double kill. Loto Gaming looking to close out this middle Phoenix.
Yeah, mid Phoenix goes down. They were able to get the kill. They had the damage.
And they're going to get the damage on the left side, Phoenix, because the minions are going to eliminate the backdoor protections.
Nice job. 25% of the objective. Huncho Jack just sends Forza to the pit stop. And Animal in trouble as well. 4 players down. Loto Gaming took game number 1. And after a brief stutter step, here in game number 3, looking to take the win first, have to take down Heartless.
They don't have to, actually, because they're going to go straight for that Titan. Up in the air goes Jarkor. Down he goes for the extra damage. Loto Gaming get themselves a victory.
And you know what they say. When you kill the Titan, you get the win.
25 minutes, 34 seconds on the clock. Loto Gaming do a repeat performance just like week number 2, where they found a win there.
Fantastic job from these guys. As I said, a stutter step in game number 2. The Achilles was out of control.
Yep.
Heartless tried to do the same in game number 3, but a nice cover from Loto.
I think the adjustments of getting the Ratatasker between game number 2 and 3
Yeah.
is what allowed this kind of pressure to group up in team fights.
And it was interesting watching Jarkor there on the Ratatasker because I talked about his lack of accuracy and his struggles there, but you know what they say, all you need is one. He lands down, the last team fight, he gets the ultimate double knockup, the rest was history.
A little bit of setup as well from the Cheetah stun. Cheetah playing RDO, I believe, all 3 games, and that was a great performance out of him, being able to rotate to some of these team fights. Byrock playing the Vulcan is what actually probably inspired that pick in the first place.
Yeah, Bayron was able to do some here, but really, I'm looking at the other side. The snipe was impressive. But I'm looking at the other side of this team fight. Shinobi kind of just winds up. Yeah, there it is. Cheetah lines players up, lines them down. Easy peasy.
It's good stuff now, because after this victory, Shinobi's going to fall. Still a little bit in the standings, but Loto Gaming just keeps climbing up and up.
Yeah, let's take a look at the snapshot real quick here for Europe, and you can see right there, or excuse me, for Latin America, and right there, Loto Gaming still on top. 4 wins, 1 loss. That puts Waiso Serial in the 2nd spot, and Shinobi, despite their good play, will find themselves number 3.
That's week number 5 in the books for the SMITE Global Series. Still 1 more week to go. We're going to see that Loto Gaming versus Waiso Serial matchup next week, and this is a must-win for both teams if they want to get their chance to get into the placements.
Absolutely. Loto Gaming would be a nice change of pace for them, as they've watched Waiso Serial come to land so many times. Waiso Serial want to keep it that way, and Loto want to change things up. As we said, these guys kind of fighting for it. This is the last, the best of the best. HRX is what everybody's really fighting over. But all you have to do, buy tickets, highresexpo.com.
And don't forget, on Sunday, after all the games, there's going to be some more games at Main Event. Make sure you get your tickets at hrxafterparty.eventbrite.com, because there's going to be some laser tag, there's going to be some pool hockey, there's just going to be a lot of arcades as well.
And you know what they say?
What did they say?
When you have a lot of fun over the weekend,
you are not displeased.
That's exactly what they say. The Tao of Toli. Really want to catch that one when it comes out.
Oh boy,
very interesting. Really deep in that noggin, Toli. Before we go, can you leave us with one last Toliism, please?
Yeah. So now we're done with the SMITE Global Series Week 5, and because now that we're done with the Global Series in week number 5, we got some more SPL action later down the road.